Hello everybody, it's Rudy here on a beautiful, gorgeously hot day. Right, I was watching Lee's Vanna vlog and he was mentioned about flies and how they can be a problem and how he doesn't want to really kill them. He just wants them to get to fuck. This is from 1984. In a cage full of houseflies, scientists placed an orange. Nothing happened as the flies buzzed happily around the fruit. The scientists then removed the fruit, scratched its skin and returned it to the cage. Within 15 minutes the flies were acting strangely and 2 hours later they were all dead. But I think if you do it in a room, the flies, before they'll die, they'll just fly away, they'll get to fuck. So I'll leave a link to it. It's quite a good article. And it worked, is what my point is. Last year it worked for me. Every couple of days I just get an orange out of the fridge, damage it, like stab it a couple of times, scratch the skin a bit, and put it in my room. And it kept flies away all summer. It worked brilliantly. With aphids as well, I noticed. It just did the trick. It was brilliant. A variety of tests have already demonstrated that the orange oil can wipe out fire ants and wasps and kill fleas on a cat, yet does not harm people, animals or the environment, the scientists say. The experiments included placing a damaged orange outside a cage full of flies so that the insects had no direct contact with the orange. The flies still died, however, and when exposed directly to drops of the oil, the flies died more quickly. We haven't tested the citrus oil and agricultural pests such as boll weevils yet, said Max Bass, head of entomology department at the university's experimentation station at Tif Donga. But right now it looks like we might have a potent insecticide against household pests, and one that also smells good. So, yeah. I thought that was quite interesting. And there's a link here, I'll leave it for you, right? And you can do with it what you will. It's called The History of Engineering. Of course, it attributes everything to the fucking Romans. The Romans built everything, of course. But you didn't... Hang on, I've got a dog problem. Yeah, sorry, just an issue with the dogs there. So... I'll leave a link to it anyway, but there was some, I can't find them now, yeah, there were some parts of it looked very Star Force-ish, like 1500 years plus before Star Force was supposedly being thrown up everywhere. Like the classic, what we think of as classic Star Force, they seem to all say 1400s, 1500s, but they... I don't know. Tarentum has preserved but little of its Grecian foundations and none of the ancient walls that enclosed it. Fragments of Etruscan vases have been discovered in all directions. Of the temples, gymnasia, theatres and other splendid monuments, nothing now remains, not so much as a single column to tell us where the city stood. The moles which protected and shut in these ports were constructed with massive masonry and with piers and open arches. That portion, which was solid, was carried out progressively until the arms were completed. Look, how the fuck did they build this stuff? Back yon. How Star Force is that? There was some images out of here what were even more so. But I'm struggling to find them now, obviously, because I'm trying to present it in a coherent manner. But I'll leave a link to it anyway, because like I say, it is the, like, attributing everything to the Romans and all that is very standard. Bocca della Verita. That's a famous fucking face, isn't it? Wow. The Bocca della Verita is a large marble covering to eye. Right. I've got a pic right here. So, Bocca della Verita, according to legend, the man is said to bite the hand of anyone who lied. Situated in the portico of Santa Maria in Cosmedin Church, the Mouth of Truth is a worldwide famous enormous marble. Take a look, eh? All the legends about the Bocca della Verita. Sorry, my English isn't that good, never mind. I'm trying to speak in a different tongue. And the Bocca della Verita, that means mouth of the truth. Good one, eh? Is the protagonist of several legends from the ancient times, and they can't be missed. According to the legend, the Bocca della Verita used to eat the arms of those who used to tell lies by cutting the hand in its mouth. However, if the indicated tested was telling the truth, nothing happened. So, the person accused to be guilty could demonstrate to be innocent. A legend tells about a woman considered guilty of adultery. She had to put her hand in the mouth, swearing to have never hugged in all her life any other men except for her husband. The legend tells the neighbours discovered the woman used to receive regular visits by another man while her husband was out of the city. They told her husband about it, so he asked her for some explanations, but she said it was, well, false. In order to take caravans, she proposed to be tested by the Bocca della Verita to demonstrate that she was innocent. Her husband accepted the request and asked the audience to give his wife a chance. On the final day, a young man, apparently mad, moved around the crowd to discover what was happening. He reached the woman one moment before she was put into the hand of the Bocca della Verita. He hugged and kissing her lips to finally go away screaming words with no sense. The audience, completely shocked, thought he was just crazy, and so it sent him away. After the chaos event had ended, they brought the woman in front of the big stone. She put her hand into the mouth, saying no man had never kissed or hugged her in all her life except for her husband and the crazy young man who did it a few minutes before. La Bocca della Verita obviously didn't close its mouth. It didn't cut the woman's hand, and her husband had to trust her. Evidently, the crazy man was the woman's lover. He had pretended to be crazy to kiss her in front of the people, in order the audience would have been witnessing them, and the Bocca della Verita would have demonstrated the woman's innocence. And the Bocca della Verita test was cheated. The woman could continue her extramarital relationship in order nobody could have convinced her husband she was unfaithful. She was unfaithful. I think that's meant to read. Even the legend of the unfaithful woman is one of the most fascinating ones. It is not the only existing one. For example, a 12th century German book tells about a meeting between Giuliano and the devil. Giuliano had cheated a woman for a few minutes before putting the hand into the mouth, so he had to demonstrate his innocence. A moment before he put his hand in the mouth, he heard a voice coming from it. It was the voice of the devil pretending to be Mercury and promised him to make him rich, I think that's meant to mean, if he could have sworn to re-establish paganism. Giuliano swore to do it, so as required by the voice of Mercury in the mouth, saved his hand. According to the legend, from that day on, Giuliano's life changed forever. He immediately started to work, and a few years later he was officially recognised as the emperor responsible for the restoration of paganism in the empire. The treasures of the voice promised him arrived during the following years, while Giuliano went on developing his project in a very committed way. Blah, 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 blah. A Roman emperor betrayed us, so... History, it's fascinating. History takes place in ancient Rome. Just Sort of interesting, eh? The Boca de la Verita. The true story. The Boca de la Verita. Same, several legends built around it. How long it is now. But how do you do that thing what Febs did where you put an image into it and then you look for similar images? How did Febs do that? I didn't pay attention at the time because I didn't have the technology to be able to fucking pull it off, but I have now, so... Oh god. Right, I've been going too long. I'm sure that's enough really for anyone. Right. I'll leave it at that. Bye y'all. Take care.